I be on that Philly. I be on that Philly shit. I be on that Philly. I be on that Philly shit. I be on that Philly. I be on that Philly shit. The South Philly, the Northwest Philly shit.
215, North Philly reside. Louis print on my lens, 5% on my ride. King of pressure, keep me fresh. I got my polos on. Let my cargoes lay without the logos on. Hat low, red fitted, white P, that's me. It's the Act Nicholas 1, young EST. Gangsta like Schoolie T, no fraud in here. It's the Fresh Prince of the city, no carton in here. Soul child of the music, it's the home of the roots. Living life like it's golden, bumping Jill in the coupe. Headshots, we run the streets on that DVD shit. And the bitches ride rough on that EVE shit.
I be on that Philly, I be on that Philly shit. I be on that Philly, I be on that Philly shit. I be on that Philly, I be on that Philly shit. The South Philly, the Northwest Philly shit. I be on that Philly, I be on that Philly shit. I be on that Philly, I be on that Philly shit. I be on that Philly, I be on that Philly shit. The South Philly, the Northwest Philly shit.
I put on here, got the baddest Jones here. Can't get caught up though, these girls be drawn here.
Hey, once again, I'm back. It's the Uncle, and welcome to another episode of TUBARS, the Uncle Brisson Review Show. And this week, of course, I couldn't go so long without letting y'all know how I felt about my man. He's back on his 20th year anniversary from Urban Hang Suite, and I'm talking about none other than Maxwell, blackSUMMERS'night, the second installment to his trilogy. So you know I got to talk about that. And also, I definitely got a little enjoyment out of that new Snoop Dogg album, Coolaid. So you definitely don't want to miss my thoughts on that. But before I hop into these reviews and my pickup segment, you know, we had some tragic news in our communities here lately. And, you know, it's just something that we need to educate ourselves about. And we really need to stick together. And I know sometimes these things help us to come together as a community, which is great. But we have to be consistent with doing this, y'all, and trying to help each other out. And not just in our communities, but just so the whole world can have some awareness in regards to this past week, the killings of Alton, Sterling, and also Philando, Castile. Two men that affect us personally. You can see from all of the comments and all of the sharing on social media. So we just need to make our families aware and know that we are being hunted out here, y'all. So you definitely just need to look out for one another and take care of one another. And I'll be back after these messages.
Hey, yo, Steve, you know I like this right here. It's that real hip hop. You know, the type of you don't hear it no more. Circa 92. Let's get into it. Knock, knock, let me in. I'm sick with the pen. I'm too thick to quit. They too thin to win. You ain't gonna never win. See, I does my own thing. Was made to stand out, so why would I fit in? I'm good with a bottle of gin, a couple of L's, let the party begin. This dude on my top, but I'm checking his friend. Don't usually approach him, but I did him.
Hey babe,
He said,
I ain't never dated a black chick.
I told him chill Slim Shady cause I'm that chick. Blow, slick it to some chapstick. Get ghetto but I never been ratchet. Kodak.
I'll serve your ass like John McEnroe. If your girl steps up, I'm smacking the hoe.
Hey, and I'm back. Once again, it's the Uncle. And welcome to the second segment. I guess you can call this the second segment of TUBARS, the Uncle Brisson Review Show. And before I hop into the Maxwell and the Snoop Dogg reviews, of course I got to tell y'all about what I was listening to this past week. And we know Joe Budden Drake, they coming at each other's necks right now, and that's actually great for hip hop. Well, Drake ain't say nothing yet, so we still waiting on Drake. But you know, it's a real healthy battle going on. In case you guys don't know about it, and you know, I'm really intrigued, and I'm waiting to see how this one is going to turn out. But I was going to do a review on this album. Chrisette Michelle, she brought out a nice body of work called Milestone, and I'm gonna tell you, the issue I used to have with her in the past is I loved her voice, but I just wasn't. I didn't like her production, and I didn't like the way a lot of her songs was laid out. But I'm gonna tell you this particular album is a really nice piece of work, and it embodies her voice very, very good. And you know, my man Wale, like a few weeks ago, he came out with a new mixtape, Summer on Sunset. Listen, Wale, come on back over to the East Coast, brother, because I don't know what you're doing, man. I'm not getting a lot of enjoyment out of this, but y'all can let me know y'all thoughts on this particular album. And Bad Bad Not Good is back with 4. I mean, we know their track record. Of course, a lot of hip-hop fans, the collaboration with Ghostface kind of brought them into our living room. So it's a nice piece of work. 4, make sure y'all grab that. And, you know, Logic is back. I mean, as soon as you see a mixtape by Logic, everybody is running, trying to see what's going on with him. He always has that nice cover art. Bobby Tarantino, so make sure y'all go pick that up. And if you're looking for some real good soul R&B music, it's a really nice cat out, and let me tell y'all, it's a lot of trash R&B out here these days, but this guy Gallant, he's back with Allergy. Well, it's his first album, I'm sorry, not back. Allergy. Make sure y'all go grab that. This is so good for R&B and soul music today. And it's a dude, my neighbor. I definitely, I gotta tell y'all, I grabbed my man Dubs the Mayo. This album, never promoted. Please go grab this. This is so good for Philly hip hop. I mean, you know, this guy is just bringing some hard bars back, representing Philly so good, and it just lets me know that there is a bright future in Philadelphia when it comes to music. One of my favorite tracks on this particular album, it features my man Snip Brown, and this track is called Trap Boomin'. If you don't listen to nothing else, make sure you listen to that. And I'll be back after these messages.
How to be an MC.
Say what I wanna, with my back on the wall. Never lived on my knees, I make the image of God. And I stay on my hustle, I have a mind to achieve. Some shit the kid wouldn't make it, which they referring to me. I keep it ashy and classy, I ain't no model in vogue. When I clean up, I'm still grimy, can smell the dirt on my clothes. Mama left me for heroin, daddy left me for coke. I see them sooner than later, cause fans are saying I'm dope. Put my foot on the pedal, left the hater in smoke. They can only my dust, this ain't a race with them folk. Left my daughter some money, my son to answer the throne. I'm a king of my castle, I made it off of a pole. All this off of the dome, all this off of my struggle. I'm determined to make it, you can tell I'm a bubble. I pop and stuff up a fire, my desires is huge, all my visions attainable. It's mountains to move, I put my faith in forever. He said I'll never be stopped, I'm untouchable nigga, I'm the Django with rock.
Hey, and I'm back, and welcome to, I guess this is, I don't know how many segments we have, but this is the 4th segment of TUBARS, the Uncle Britt's Album Review Show. And listen, Snoop Dogg, what you want to Google him, his track record speaks for itself. This man has 14 albums. So if you don't think about Snoop Dogg when it comes to West Coast hip hop or just hip hop pioneers in general, then something is wrong with you, okay? This ball is back, Coolaid. And I'ma hop right in. The album begins with a really, really good track that kind of threw me for a loop first, and it's called Legend. Now at the beginning, he has like that choppy flow, like the Drake sounding kind of flow, so I was a little taken back, being as though he was talking about everybody biting everybody's styles a few months ago on his show. So to hear this at the beginning, I was like, well, what is Snoop trying to do? But let me tell you something. This track, it just shows that my man is definitely a legend, and he's really coming at these balls, and he's demanding his respect on the outset of this album. And then we hop into 10 Toes Down, and from the gate you hear the Cali sound in this particular track. I love the groove. I hear a little bit of like Nipsey Hussle. You can hear the influence. I don't know if he's influenced by the younger cats coming out of Cali, but I really hear that sound in this particular track. And this is a really, really dope track. And it's basically Snoop just telling these young boys that he's like the start of all this, and he's still around, and he's still showing these dudes how to do it. And then we get into Don't Stop, which features Too Short. Now, I can tell you, I'm not a fan of Too Short. His bars, in my opinion, have always been trash. But, you know, him and Snoop, they get together, they go back and forth on this particular song, and I did get some enjoyment out of this. And then we get into my favorite song on this album, Super Crip. And this is produced by Just Blaze, and I'm going to tell you, this beat, when it gets like a minute in, it's just a straight banger. So you definitely don't want to miss out on that. This album, I mean, he got production from Just Blaze. He got High Tech. He got Swizz. He got Knots. So, you know, going into the album, I was really, really intrigued. I wish he would have had a track by Dr. Dre on here, but the production really holds its own on this particular track. And then we get into the title track, Kool-Aid Man. And it basically just talks about how these dudes be biting in the rap game. And you know, I could tell you, Snoop is showing that he can still do it out here. So I really, really appreciate what my man is bringing to the table, even after all of these albums. Keep it up, Snoop. And then we get into Let Me See Him Up, which is produced by Swiss Beats and also features Swiss Beats. And this is just another crazy beat, and I really, really dig Snoop's flow on this particular track too. Then we get into Point Scene, Money Gone, and I can tell you, I really, really dig the groove on this. This features Jeremiah. I love this song. It's really nice and smooth. Ooh Nah Nah featuring Wiz Khalifa. I can tell you, Wiz been getting on my nerves these last couple of years, but this particular track, he does the chorus, and he does have some kind of, you know, mediocre bars at the end, but the track is definitely listenable. My Cars, another dope. It has this, you know, the old samples. The beat is just bananas on here. You know, it's one of those tracks that you just bang going through the hood as you're cruising through. So I really, really thought that was a nice groove. And then as we're getting on the back end, the album starts to kind of go down. Two or more skippies. And then we get into Affiliated featuring my man Trick. The production, it really lacked on this particular track. But I'm sure everybody that's affiliated will appreciate what my man Snoop is trying to say on here. But no playback value on this particular track. Feel About Snoop. Then we get into Light It Up featuring Swizz. It's a celebration song, but again, skippies. And then we get into Side Piece. And I guess I'm getting a little too old for these tracks about having a Joan on the side and Snoop being married and all that. You know, I ain't really dig that song either. So when I came back on the back end of that, another, you know what it is, y'all. And then what we got, Kush Up featuring Wiz Khalifa. The production I dig on here is fitting for the content. You know, but all that, just, you know, talking about blowing and all that. You know, they did that earlier in the album together too. Double Tap featuring E40 and Jazzy Faye. Come on, Snoop, really? Nah, bruh. Skippies. And then we get into Got Those. You know, the album at this point, the back end, the ending, it's kind of weak. And this actually, it was disappointing because at the start of this album, I was very excited. He should have ended it a little earlier, you know, maybe 11 songs in. So I'm going to rate this. I'm going to get off of y'all nerves on this particular album. And Kool-Aid by my man Snoop, unfortunately, my second cousin. And I'll be back after these months.
Black power. Black power. Black power. Black power. Black power. Black power. Black family. Time to wake up. Black people, I know y'all see what's going on out here. I'm not gonna act like I'm blind to it. I'm gonna put my mind to it. Only the strong gonna survive through it. Shell cases and yellow tape and breaking news on every station. Since Congress is quiet, I'm gonna address the nation. Getting tired of the lies, we need investigation. Screaming equality, why I feel like segregation. Sway ain't the only one without the answer. It's like a plate these cops get rid of is quicker than cancer. Murdering in Ferguson all the way down to Sanford. Let's not forget about Eric, Walter, Freddie, and Sandra. Fake motives, evidence, way bogus. Labeled innocent no matter if the tape showed that it was cold blood. Mourning families, there's no love. Media making college-bound teen look like a no thug.
Hey, and I'm back. Once again, it's the Uncle, and this is the real fourth segment of TUBARS, right? It's the real fourth segment of TUBARS, right? Alright, so yeah, so listen, Maxwell, I mean, 20 years after Urban Hang Suite, you know, this is grown folk music, y'all, so let me tell you, if you're listening to like these Bryson Tillers and these Tory Lanez and, you know, all of these dudes that's using this auto-tunes for singing, I don't know if you want to turn the video off now or you might learn something. But my man Maxwell is back with blackSUMMERS'night, and this is the second installment of this trilogy. 7 years ago he brought out the first, the black installment. Very nice piece of work. If you don't have it, you definitely need to go grab that. And he's now back with this Summers part. And let me tell y'all, man, if you know anything about Maxwell and what he brings to the table as far as R&B and soul is concerned, you definitely will be pleased. I mean, this guy has been authentic and original ever since he stepped on the scene. He tries to copy nobody. He does all of his own production and instruments. Live band. Listen, I'ma hop right in. He begins this album with a track called All the Ways Love It Can Feel. And let me tell you, this guy, he lacks nothing lyrically. This track is a nice up-tempo beat. It gets you, gets you grooving, and it gets you ready to vibe with my man Maxwell. And he's talking to a woman about how beautiful love can be if you just give love a chance and, go beyond the surface and dig a little deep. And then we hop into the fall. And I'm going to tell you, I love Maxwell, the way that he metaphorically puts this track together about the seasons and how he expresses the fall of love. This is just a remarkable track. And the instrumentals at the end of this particular song, I'm telling you, for real music fans, you're definitely going to enjoy it. And then we get into 1, 2, 3, and let me tell you, this joint right here, you just start jigging, you start jamming, because Maxwell, he has a way of giving you that sensual, and he can still bring some nice up-tempo tracks in an album. And this is like strategically placed on this album, in my opinion, to after he gave you that fall and get you back up in the up-tempo. And then we get into the single. I mean, come on, y'all can't deny Lake by the Ocean. The video is just so excellent. This ballad, I'm telling you, the way he breaks it down, of how him and his mate they could just rely on one another. Even if it's the small things, even if it's a lake by the ocean, all they need is each other, and the love will be strong. So I really dug the metaphor on that. And then we get into Fingers Crossed, and you really have to listen to the words that my man Maxwell is speaking on this track. He's basically saying that a young lady, she's wishing for love, she has her fingers crossed, she hopes to find love, and hopefully if love prevails, she might even can find him within searching for that love. And I'm gonna tell you, man, Maxwell is just, he never disappoints. He's on top of his game with this one. So, halfway in, I'm like, yeah, Maxwell, you're doing it. Then we get into Hostage, and let me tell y'all, man, this is the Maxwell love groove that you really appreciate. It's just about him being a woman's hostage and how he's pleased, and he wants to be her hostage just because of everything that she brings to the table. So you definitely don't want to miss that. 1990X brings us back to that old Maxwell. All I'm gonna say is he got a line where he says, "I can climax with reason because we're grown and we own it." So listen, y'all better pop that daggone CD in, fellas. I'm telling you, man, your woman gonna be pleased. Then we get into Gods. I love the lyrics on here. As Max try to tell this woman, what she is, what she can be, and how she hurts people because she's trying to play the role of gods. And so, if you care for someone, you shouldn't try to play with their feelings, and that's basically what my man is saying on this. So I really, really dug the metaphor on that too. And I was very, very intrigued when I found out that this track, Lost, was like a freestyle. So it has a nice blues type of beat, blues type of sound, blues type of feel, and this is just right off the whim, and it just shows Maxwell's talent, man. He talks about, love leaving him and how he's already been lost, and if love leaves him, he's just going to be more lost. So I really, really dug that, just coming off the top of his dome. All of Kinds, this one right here, once again, it just brings me back to that urban hang suite. Maxwell, his voice, it captures you immediately. Listen, press play on this one, fellas. Grab your woman and just, let the magic happen. And then we get into Listen Here, which is just another raw freestyle from Maxwell. Come on, y'all. I'm going to rate this. I'm going to be out of here. My man Maxwell, he brought me back. It took me a couple of listens to actually get up in it. And I definitely had to call my auntie on this one. Hey.